Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network, a division of the Multiple Sclerosis Global Support Network. The following program broadcast is an original creation by the broadcast entity. Discussion within the following broadcast should be used for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice or consultation. Before considering application of any broadcast content in the following program, please consult your healthcare provider. If you feel you are having a medical emergency, please contact your local health services for immediate assistance. MS&Me Media and the Multiple Sclerosis Global Support Network do not guarantee or warrant the accuracy of information in the broadcast to follow. The Multiple Sclerosis Global Support Network provisions broadcast services to program hosts. Information discussed in the broadcast does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or goals of the network and are solely those of the show broadcast host. Should you wish to host a broadcast, please visit our website at msmemedia.com and submit a request to become a program host. We thank you for listening to the MS&Me Radio Network. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to show 2 of my weekly show here on MS&Me Radio, the Positively Different MS show. I welcome people back that listened to last week's show, and I'm very excited to be here again and to keep sharing more information and learning more together. This show comes to you all the way from Scotland in the United Kingdom and hopes to offer you news, information and a different perspective on living life with multiple sclerosis. My name is Patricia Gahigan and I am an author and a busy mum. My debut book, Born Together, was released in May this year. It shares my journey and the many positive tools I have found to manage my MS to the very best of my ability. We will talk and learn more about all of these different tools and methods on this show today and over the coming weeks and months. Last time on the Positively Different MS show, I introduced my MS Jigsaw. This should be visible on screen at the moment. It is all the things I have tried and tested over the last 11 years of living with multiple sclerosis to help me not just manage but to live as full and active a life as I possibly can given the circumstances I'm in. I have had procedures, tried therapies, taken supplements, focused on my diet and exercise along with many other things. This has become the biggest and most positive support in my life with MS. I turn to my MS Jigsaw often when I am in need of support to see what is the best thing I can do for myself at that time, depending on the symptom or the challenge I am faced with. My MS Jigsaw is a great friend to me, and I would encourage others to discover the individual pieces that could help them along the way managing this disease and managing their life. We are all different and there is no size fits all MS Jigsaw. We all need to find our own niche in this MS journey that fits in with our lifestyle, our circumstances and work for our individual bodies. I will interview people who are more expert on each piece of my jigsaw and find out as much positive and supportive information as I can to assist us all to live in the best possible way with this big and not so friendly disease, multiple sclerosis. The Positively Different MS show looks at the many aspects of life and symptoms with MS and how the MS Jigsaw can help us and support us to live more positively. The piece of the MS Jigsaw I will look into this week is complementary and alternative therapies, something which has supported me very well throughout my course and my journey with MS. There are many therapies out there to choose from and to try. From my personal experience, the very first thing I turned to when I became unwell was acupuncture. It really supported me in those early days with MS and being a new mum. It lifted my fatigue temporarily after each treatment and gave me energy for a period of time. It didn't remove my fatigue, but that was enough to help me as a new mum to enjoy and to manage some of the experiences. Acupuncture helped me focus through the brain fog that I've had with my MS, and it definitely helped a great deal with my headaches. Acupuncture has also supported my heavy leg to feel lighter and more able. Over the years, I have had many massages too. I always have gentle massages, just to stimulate circulation and to relieve stiffness in different parts of my body. As long as I don't have my head massaged, then these have been helpful, as well as comforting to relieve stiffness and ease my movements afterwards. Every time I have a massage though, I do need time to rest and recover. So I try to have them in the evenings if possible, so I can look forward to a long sleep and definitely to relaxing and not having chores or jobs or tasks in front of me to do. In the latter years, I've also tried another therapy, something called Psyche. This is a therapy which tries to address the many hardwired beliefs and fears that we have. So it's a really interesting and new therapy. Well, it's not new, it's been going for many years, but it's new in the Western world that we're using it to support us through different times. It is actually an amazing therapy to help you look at how your thoughts and beliefs are directing and shaping your life now. And these can be thoughts and beliefs from the past, from many years ago, but they still shape and influence your life today. And by changing those beliefs and through Psyche, then you can then try to possibly redirect and change your life. So it's quite a complex but a very interesting therapy. I have tried it just recently and have had good success with it, and it's definitely helped me to shift some hardwired beliefs that I have held for a long time, possibly wasn't even aware that they were directing and influencing my life. So Psyche is something that I've only just really been introduced to, but it's definitely something I see as being part of the next stage of my MS journey. I'll try and give you a laugh actually, because one of the things I've had hardwired with me and I've had difficulty with is actually public speaking. And this is something that came to the fore when I published my debut book, Born Together, and I had to go to my book launch. I was interviewed on the radio, on TV, and here I am actually presenting a radio show. But in order to actually overcome the barriers and the belief that I couldn't public speak, it was too hard. It was something that my nerves overtook me. I went along to have some Psyche sessions with Elaine Collins, who I'm going to interview very shortly, and these had absolutely life-changing results. I went through the whole process of Psyche and I did the follow-up procedures and exercises, and the outcome has been, yes, there's still nerves, yes, there's still difficulty, yes, nothing goes away, nothing's fixed permanently, but I have been doing radio interviews, TV interviews, magazine interviews, articles, and I'm now doing this show with yourself, the Positively Different MS show, and I have to say I have came a long way in Psyche was without doubt the thing that put me on the road to getting here. And now we have my first guest ever today on the Positively Different MS show, and that is a wonderful person-centred, complementary and alternative therapist, Elaine Collins. Elaine works from Glasgow, and details of her company, Elaine Collins Acupuncture and Wellbeing, are on screen just now. I have had the privilege of working with Elaine over many years through the therapies that she delivers and offers, and I have had great outcomes of them to support me at different points in my journey. I've already just spoken about massage, about Psyche and about acupuncture. I am now going to hand over to Margaret Ann, who has been out on location to interview Elaine Collins.
So Elaine, can you tell us a bit about what you do and how you support people through the therapies that you offer?
Okay, so at Elaine Collins Acupuncture and Wellbeing, I help support clients using massage, acupuncture and Psyche. Initially, we spend time, that's me and my client, we spend time chatting and I ask lots and lots of questions in order that I get a feel for my client and his or her condition. I believe that by giving clients time to discuss their condition and how it impacts on their life, we can then decide on the best programme of treatment. I believe it isn't simply coming along each week for a massage or acupuncture, it's teamwork. And where the therapy can work alongside Western medicine, and while treating clients, I may discuss some possible lifestyle changes, nutrition, exercise, meditations, positive affirmations, etc. And all these wee suggestions can help clients by empowering them to help themselves to better health. In this day and age, we're very time challenged, and many of us have seldom or very little time for me. That's why I feel it's important to offer my clients time to talk and to come for treatments and give themselves permission to rest and relax and take time for themselves.
So when and how did you realise that you could help people through adversity in their lives?
Oh gosh, I really don't know when or how I realised that I could help people. In actual fact, even now I think I just guide and facilitate my clients to better health. I started doing massage 17 years ago and acupuncture 11 years ago. And from the very first massage course that I attended, I opened myself and my mind up to other therapies, and I discovered that I've got a natural curiosity about healing, energy work, and more recently I've become intrigued by our minds and the subconscious beliefs and habits and rituals that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Over the past 17 years of doing therapies, I am amazed and never ceased to be amazed by some of the clients' results that they're experiencing.
So what range of therapies do you think could benefit someone with MS, in particular focusing in on symptoms such as fatigue, balance and stiffness?
Okay, that's a really difficult question. Everyone is unique, and one therapy may feel fantastic for yourself, Maggie, and it just doesn't suit me. There's been very limited published research on acupuncture and multiple sclerosis. Acupuncture improves the body's functions. It promotes the natural self-healing process by stimulating specific anatomic sites in the body. These are known as acupuncture points. At Elaine Collins Acupuncture and Wellbeing, my clients have confirmed that acupuncture has helped a variety of symptoms, including dizziness, fatigue, heavy legs, improved circulation in their legs and their body, and more balanced mood and emotions, and it's also helped with pain relief. My advice would be for your listener to check out the British Acupuncture website and find a member near where you live or you work and have a wee chat with that acupuncturist. Discuss your symptoms that are unique to you, and the acupuncturist will have a better idea to see if he or she can help with your condition.
Okay, so if people are in other parts of the world, they would go to the nearest acupuncture site, acupuncture therapist site, and check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The British Acupuncture Council, it's worldwide.
Oh,
It's British, but there are acupuncturists worldwide that are on that site.
Okay, thanks for that.
No bother.
So Patricia is someone who's dipped in and out of using the therapies depending on how she was managing at a particular moment in time or what she was doing in her life, and also sometimes to fit in with her financial circumstances. So with a long-term condition like MS, it's having to play a long game. So would you say that it's an acceptable and appropriate way to have therapies?
Absolutely. You know, Maggie, we can only do what we can do with the money that we have. So ideally, I would suggest a programme of treatments to suit your condition. However, as I said at the beginning, we don't have enough time for ourselves, and even just going along for the odd treatment is giving you time to rest and relax and giving you some permission to help yourself. However, I'm a great believer in the mind and positive thoughts, positive visualizations and gratitude, and that's all free. So we can do all of that. So what you do is you think about what you want in your life, you start seeing it, you visualize it, make up some positive belief statements that suit you. For instance, every day in every way my body gets stronger and stronger. Write down 3 things a day at least that you're grateful for. And all that makes you feel fantastic, and it doesn't cost you a penny.
Indeed, thanks very much. That's a great suggestion. Can you tell us a bit about what massage can offer the person?
Okay. Massage is one of the oldest and most natural therapies in the world. If you bump your arm or your leg, you instinctively and naturally rub it to help the pain. So massage can help enhance health, well-being, it can reduce stress, it can reduce chronic pain, and enhance an overall sense of emotional and physical well-being. There are many different types of massage, and I often show clients acupressure massage, which they can do themselves in between sessions. The acupressure can help with a variety of conditions, and I will use and show my clients specific points to help their individual condition, like fatigue, sickness, fertility, pain. It's just whatever the client comes with, we can use energy. We can use points that you can do at home yourself to help with your healing.
Okay, you mentioned making positive statements and being aware of how you're thinking. Could you tell us a bit about Psyche and how does that help and support a person?
Okay, so Rob Williams discovered Psyche approximately 25 years ago. He has written a book called The Missing Piece in Your Life. Peace as in P-E-A-C-E. The Missing Piece in Your Life. And I was at a workshop where Bruce Lipton, an amazing spiritual teacher and scientist, was speaking about quantum physics and quantum energy, and he mentioned Psyche. His talk immediately grabbed my attention and changed my life. I immediately wanted to train as a Psyche facilitator, and I have been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Psyche is a very simple process that helps you communicate with your subconscious mind and change any of your limiting beliefs. And this could be self-esteem, relationships, career performance, health, fitness, sports performance, fears and phobias. I have a short animation on my website which gives a very brief explanation on Psyche. We can work with clients to help improve the client's health using Psyche. Again, like acupuncture, it works on the individual and dependent on what the individual needs, wants and desires. For instance, I worked with a lady who needed to use walking sticks and was always unsteady in her feet. She used Psyche to help her feel more confident when walking, and she called me 3 days following the session to tell me she'd walked the entire length of a shopping centre without her sticks. Another lady with MS came to my clinic to help with her bladder control. We worked together and she no longer has that overwhelming anxiety about the possibility of not getting to the toilet in time.
You've mentioned a few things there, but what positive changes do you see in your clients through massage therapy?
Okay. Clients generally very relaxed. In fact, recently I had a lady who came for a facial massage. She just wanted a wee pamper. So she had the facial massage and she called me the next day and she was really excited Prior to the facial massage, her mouth had been in constant pain, which I didn't know about. And it disappeared, and she had the best night's sleep that she'd had for months following that facial massage.
Do you think complementary and alternative therapies are an important part of the MS jigsaw, and why?
Absolutely I do. If people with health conditions, including MS, source and investigate therapies that interest them, it empowers the person to take action and help heal themselves. I believe again in teamwork, so alternative or complementary therapists and therapies can help support clients. If a client explores these other therapies, it gives the clients energy and hope that they can do something to help themselves.
Okay. And finally, what tools and strategies do you use to help you through times of adversity and change in your life?
Oh gosh. Do you want specific examples or just generally what I do?
Generally what you do, please.
Okay. Well, I go to acupuncture and McTimoney chiropractor for my back. I have weekly 3 Pilates classes I go to every week to help my back, my fitness, and gives me my time. I'm a great believer in looking on the positives in situations, and I use a gratitude journal. So every day I write down things that I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful. I always have an hour of power as I walk, and in that hour I leave the house and in my mind I'm grateful for my house, my favourite delicatessen, the street, my neighbours. Then it's my health, then it's friends and family, then it's my house, my job, my career, my golf, my handicap, and I spend a full hour being grateful for each of these things. Then I play make-believe what I want in my life, and I come back rocking and just in a buzz because I spent a full hour giving myself gratitude for my life.
Okay, well, we are very grateful to have had you on the show today, so thank you very much to Elaine Collins.
You're very welcome, thank you.
Thank you so much to Elaine Collins for joining us today, and for Margaret Ann for interviewing her. It was a great pleasure to hear from Elaine and to learn from all the things that she offers and can deliver. And now for this week's snippet. It comes from my husband, Alan Johnston, who has shared every step of this journey with me with love and determination. He will share his thoughts now on family life with his wife having MS. Hi Alan, and thanks so much for coming on today to talk to us. Alan, can you share any support that you can offer to other people when someone close in their life is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis? Maybe something that you have learned through your experience over the years.
Well, no, it's great to be on the show. Thank you very much. The first thing I would say is not to panic. It's very easy to panic when you hear a diagnosis. You hear so many things about MS, but the first thing is not to panic and to realise that it is not the end of the world for your family, you or the person with MS. There are lots of things that can be done, just as Tricia says, differently. So you can spend some time planning things, checking things out, making sure that places you're going to and things are going to be different. And at the point of diagnosis, that's quite difficult to think of, but you just have to calm, be relaxed, and just remember that nothing is ever going to be the same, but it's not going to change irrevocably. There's things you can still do, and your life is going to be what you make it. And you have to, as a family, work together. And you start thinking about that from the minute that diagnosis is given to you.
Can I just say thanks, Alan, because you really are a great support and you have been over all these years. Can I just add that our family life has changed and it really is different, but it's still full and it's still enriched. So Alan, can you maybe share how we've managed to, especially with your help and support, minimise the change and cope and adapt to what's happened in our life?
Yeah, I think the first thing you have to do is plan. The first thing you have to remember is that planning is important now. because you need to make sure that things that you're going to do can be seamlessly done and that the family can do everything that any other family would do, but with a bit of planning, such as, for example, if you're going to a park or something, just make sure that parking's close by to the things that a child will use, and all those types of things which might not cross your mind under other circumstances, but certainly have to now. You just have to think about what is going to be the obstacles. Is there going to be any obstacles? If there's no obstacles, then nothing changes. If there are some obstacles to access or to just what you'll do on a daily basis, then you have to think about them in advance. You have to pre-plan what you're going to do and stick to that plan. And what happens then is everything looks seamless, and it all looks as if it's just, as if there's no change and there is no diagnosis of MS, and that's what you need to do. There are things that will be different. There are things you won't be able to do. There's things that you will have to consider second, again and again about whether you can do them. Certainly things like if the person who has MS is reacting to heat, is it a great day? Yeah, that's great, but is a trip to the park the best thing to do on a great hot day? Probably not. So you have to think about where you could go indoors, somewhere that's maybe got air conditioning. Something that you might otherwise might not have thought of, but something that you now need to give some consideration. So nothing needs to change dramatically, you just need to think about things in advance.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Alan, and I think probably that's why our son plans absolutely everything that he does. So thank you very much for talking to us, and I'm hoping that you'll keep joining the team and keep talking to us and sharing. Thanks for love you lots. Next week we will be looking at another very important piece of my MS jigsaw, and that is yoga. Yoga plays a very important role in my journey with MS over the years. I will be interviewing a long-standing yoga teacher and very positive person and support to many people living with different conditions and challenges and trying to cope with adversity in their lives, and that is Steph Mayo. If you have any questions about yoga and how it can support you, please email them to the address that's on screen at the moment, and I will be happy to put them to Steph next week when we chat. Details are on screen just now. To close the show this week, we have an inspirational quote from Martin Luther King, which Lorraine Hudson, our very own spiritual healer, will read.
We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope.
And until next week, can I just say positive thoughts always, and remember, together we can find a way.com.